I'm just doing if you're gonna do it as a whole, whatever. Wayne had quite a big impact on the culture, I mean, even down to the rappers. Looking at Uzi and all these guys, they all got their style, physical or rap, whatever. They all take something from Wayne, right? It just didn't sit right with me when I realized that Wayne was having problems with his money. I'm thinking like, this nigga stayed through the whole Cash Money. I mean, he's been there since the beginning. If I looked at it like, if Birdman and Wayne are gonna have problems with payment, who the hell is Birdman gonna pay? That's just how I looked at it.
The IRS.
Because I'm like, damn, even Wayne?
Yeah.
If anybody, you would think. And then it's like, I'm taking kind of what you're saying. You know, when there's a lot of when big zeros are involved, you know, personalities and tempers always go flare. You know, and plus, I mean, business with friends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they say don't do business with friends, but I guess in that type of world, it's kind of impossible because I have to think you as a friend. I'm gonna sign to your label or something like that. So I don't know, man. It's just funny. I just want to have this conversation because I feel like I look at that, and the reason I brought Master P up because his artists tell a different story of him. Mm-hmm. They say that the contract, they were like, you know, Snoop said we all got the same contract. He said we all got 50-50 splits. Master P owned the masters, and we got most of the royalties, and he took a percentage of royalties. They were like, everybody got the same contract. So I'm thinking like this though. So that means that, you know, P, and I'm just throwing numbers, so follow along if y'all can a little bit. P had an 85-15 split with Priority. So that means that you got a $20 album, he's probably getting like $17-16, right? You 50-50 split with the artist, and he means he's taking 8 for himself, 9 for himself. They're getting 8, 9 right there. Most artists, from what I've heard and what I've read, the research I've done, most artists they get like less than $1 per record sold after you pay producers, after you break everybody down and pay them. With masterpieces, they were getting $8 to $7 off their record, $8 to $9 a record. They're probably making $2 a record after the sale. After the sale, you go gold, and right there you just made $1 million.
Right.
So I remember Snoop said, he was like, Death Row, he said, I never made $1 million at Death Row. I never saw $1 million cash. He said, I saw $1 million quick with no limit. He said, I saw it fast. And to me, I just look at how they remember it, how we forget about P a little bit. And now, of course, the TV and everybody, now he's being praised again. I just wonder why it seems like it's so hard to break your artist down. I feel like if you break your artist down, your label will be that much more profitable because people will be like, I'm never leaving. I'm getting paid good money. You treat me with respect.
Maybe not, though. It's hard to be big homie. Everybody can't do it. And maybe that's why Baby got the longevity that he's had. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why Baby's name's still remembered because he's the boss at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, real contracts. Like, yo, if you don't feel it, don't sign it. We can renegotiate maybe when it's time. I don't know how that conversation be, but I just think I don't think it's as cut as dry as we thinking. I think eventually some stuff will probably come out with Hov. J. Cole don't want to be signed to Hov. Nobody, none of these top artists want to be signed to nobody. Yeah. Rihanna don't want to be with Hov.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So right. It's like, but guess what? That paperwork probably airtight. It's like, yeah, you here with me.
Yeah, you here.
You here.
Yeah,
we rocking.
And it's fair enough to the point where I'm not worried about you saying nothing crazy because you can't say I'm not breaking you down. Like you still, no, you're right. It is tough being a big home. I mean, I don't want this convo to lead. I don't respect Birdman. So I mean, Birdman's been in the game forever, and he's still relevant. Like you said, that says enough.
He brought a lot of people out too. Let's not forget he had an influence with Thug. Yeah, he had that influence with Thug. Like that was heavy. So I mean, I think he's responsible for a lot of goats, and I give him that. Oh, no, I don't know what. Maybe that paperwork isn't right. Maybe try. You know what it probably is? They probably making so much money, and I feel like if I was the artist, I'd be like, yo, how the fuck you making all this? I'm making the raps. That's probably what it boils down to. You got better artists. In my opinion, what you think? You think the artist with Baby is better than the artist with Master P?
Oh no, this wasn't a comparison of.
No, I'm just saying because maybe that plays is more money involved nowadays.
Oh, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
The game today is different. I mean, look, the game today is.
That's what I'm saying.
The game today is so different that I'll put it this way: you got somebody like Beanie Siegel, who's a Philly resident, who's not rich off music. That's not a diss. I love Beanie Siegel. Right. I'm saying like he's not rich off his music, off his albums, his masters, whatever. In a game today where somebody like, you can get rich in the summer, because shows you can get $80K a show. Right. You can do a whole summer of shows for $80K. You cash out with that. you can drop your independent projects on Apple if you have that type of buzz, and you got music, you got the YouTube money. Like the streaming money's not great, but the money around the marketing and branding. Like, I mean, I think Drake's Nike deal is probably worth. Drake's Nike and Apple deal will probably make him more money than he ever would make. I mean, just albums, pure music sales, not counting concerts and shit. Like those branding deals is just crazy. So the game, like you're saying, there's more zeros to be made nowadays than ever. So
maybe he probably was moving a little funny.
I mean, I of course I believe that, but I wasn't a diss Birdman just because the reason why I brought it up is I look at Wayne. When I seen Wayne had to sue, it just didn't sit right with me. I'm like, damn, Wayne got to sue?
Business though. You know what's crazy though? If that's like me. Say me and my mans we go half on the crib or something like that. Or say me and my mans we go half on the crib, but I put in more money up front than he did, and now it's time to sell, and he talking about.
Once you keep going, you're on a good thing. Yeah. So I'm going to touch on that. Okay,
so he talking about, yo, I feel like it should be 50-50. Bro, why should it be 50-50 if I put up 70%, you put up 30%? Yeah. It don't matter what the property went to.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter if the property worth $500 now.
Mm-hmm.
If I put up 70% on my 70%, we not 50-50 in this, bro.
It's not homie business.
Yeah, it's not homie business.
You brought up a good point, and I do always bring this up, so make sure I say this too. We don't know, and this is why you're right. We don't know what he was fronting Wayne when Wayne wasn't the Wayne he was around 2005,
right,
2006. Yeah. And this is why I speak about the Uzi deal with Drama. I speak this about, and then Cardi right now trying to renegotiate her deal. When these artists get on, we don't know. That's why everybody's contracts are all different. We don't know what they're signing. We don't know what they're signing for, the advance or whatever. You're always in a different position. And I was like, when Uzi was dissing Drama and all that, I always said, man, we don't know what Drama and them different. They might have fronted him for 2 years with cribs and chains. Because I remember when Uzi was just Uzi in Philly. He didn't look like Uzi's whole look changed when he went down to Atlanta with Drama. So I said, I don't know. They probably put 2 years of work into him. Who knows what they were fronting him in the contract he had signed for them to do that. So it's a little shitty when you start making all the money and you're not seeing a bunch of it. I can understand that, or I should say at least the bigger part of the pie. Yeah, I can get that, especially if you do all the work. But like I said, on the front end, kind of like you're kind of bringing up, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. Like you said, if I put the initial stake of 70% into you, then I want 70% of what's coming back. But as we know, in this type of game, since this ain't houses, this is like people and lyrics and blood, sweat, and all that. And plus, it's constant lately. You have to talk to your exec. You can't release an album after your exec signing off. You can't release music. So that relationship's always ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
It's people bump heads.